Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new Let's Play on Total Warhammer 2, the Mortal Empires campaign. We're going to be playing as Belgar Ironhammer for Clan Angrund. And, yeah, I mean, the reason we're playing as these guys, other than the vast majority of factions I could be playing as, because I've become to appreciate the dwarves in a very spiritual way. By that I mean, they're all angry motherfuckers and they're pretty cool, and I do actually like the roster for the dwarves. I do enjoy the Empire, but the Empire is pretty easy. I was going to do Wood Elves, but I got bored halfway through my playing when I was down south on holiday. I don't want to be playing as the new factions because I've been playing a Vortex campaign where they're predominantly there. And given their position and what their goal is, we're going to run into some new factions, like the new races, pretty early on. So we're going to be playing on hard, and it's very hard for battle difficulty. So let's get into it.
Clan Angrund is adrift, my lord Belgar, yet hope remains. The dwarf lords of Karak Eight have sponsored your quest to retake your ancestral home. A chance yet lingers. The journey will be long and perilous. There is much ground between here and your throne, and enemies are everywhere. To the north, the treacherous and duplicitous Skarsnik, self-proclaimed warlord of Karak Eight Peaks, moves to usurp your birthright once more. Time is of the essence. Yet in the east, the Badlands teem with more greenskins, and even the border princes may wish to exploit your plight. You must not relent. Through your rage and determination, the fortress of Karak Eight Peaks shall be returned to dwarf rule once again, with you, Belgar Ironhammer, as its rightful king.
You're damn fucking right it will be. So ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be quite a slow one, because we are of course playing on the Mortal Empires map, which means, oh Jesus Christ, bit of a lag spike there. So yeah, we have the entirety of, we have a shit tons of factions to deal with. So the way we're going to be doing this to start with is, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying really to unite the dwarves in this region. So we're going to try and take out Sasnik. I can't actually say his name unless it's said in front of me, so I do apologize. We're going to take out the Night Goblins up here, uniting this faction and basically uniting the mountains we touch. Maybe moving past this. I can't remember the exact name of this, but a very important pass. Now, the Border Princes and Tilia, who are right here, are going to be playing a massive, they're going to be playing jokes on us. And if we're very unlucky, the Wood Elves will try and take Karak Eight. So we are on the Radius Total War mod, and I'm using Immersive War Banners, and I'm using another Radius mod which turns the color of your unit to the unit cards to represent the unit you're at, like the faction you're playing as. Like the Karak Norn will have Karak Norn colors, so the red and the maroony red and the white, whereas we have the blue and the red. So first things first, so this is Belgar Ironhammer, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move him north to about here, because we are at war with the Skull Takers, and we're also at war with the Broken Nose. But we're going to need to take out the skull. We're going to take out the the Skull Takers first. So first things first, we're going to recruit
our ancestors would be proud.
So a heavy unit or a dwarf great weapon, a dwarf warriors great weapons, and 2 dwarf warriors. Now we have 4 ancestral spirits. We have King Lun Ironhammer, Dramar Hammerfist, Halkenhaf Stonebeard, and Forney Ironbrow. Now 2 of these are going to be accompanying Belgar for his journey, and the rest are the other 2 are going to be playing Hazard. Now the first one is Dramar Hammerfist for his increased mobility, and we're going to be taking Halkenhaf Stonebeard with us, because these 2 as they're very different people, like characters, I do like the look of this guy a little bit more. So we're going to take him with us. And these two are going to be used for general fucking up of the enemy units. So we're going to take Assassinate and Assault units with King Lun. And Forney is going to be used mostly for wounding and damaging walls. So first things first, we're going to get you moving up here. And we're going to get the other one moving down to the Broken Nose. So he's going to basically start attacking there before us. Now, I normally don't like to go for defenses straight away with Karak Izor, because I like to take out Broken Noses, and it means Karak Izor is normally well defended. But as this is the Let's Play portion, I'm gonna go straight for building a clan barracks, and no, we're gonna forgo the clan barracks this turn and build up the fort. So let's level up these guys. We're gonna do increased mobility, and you're going to give us more missile, more stuff for our rangers, who are the units that the only reason I actually bought this DLC. So we'll get some training there. We'll get Foe Seeker, and we'll get a Scarred Veteran. We want our Thane to basically serve as a secondary commander on a flank, so we don't lose that flank. Now I am ready for fighting these guys. We could fight them with a basic army, but they're going to recruit, so it's best that I move and then recruit. And then we're going to need to move one more time, move and recruit one more time. Now, I do like to, like I said, I don't normally build the defenses straight away. I normally go for a ranger outpost, but in this situation, a gate is definitely smarter, and we can wait until we grow to build a ranger outpost. Or we can build it in one of the other actually, no. Yes, we can. It's only a level 3 building, which means we can definitely do that. So yeah. First things first, though, like I said, handle those. Let's go straight into the technology. Now, as we have a 25%, because for some reason Radius takes this down to 25, which I'm not going to worry about too much. I'd rather have been at minus 50 or plus 50%, but it's not up to me, is it? So it's up to the game or the mod I use, because I don't really like playing without Radius because of how many units it adds and how much variety it gives the game, and makes it a little bit more fun in my opinion. Anyway, so we're going to go for Khazadid subsidies, and we're going to try and basically this top tree here is we're going to basically go through as quickly as hell, because the amount of money we can get just from it, and it will basically, that plus 25% will feel like a lot until we get control of this. Now, I'm not going to lie, I have got some reservations about this, because I feel like we're going to have to restart it a few times, because I know that it's going to be a pain in the ass. But, ladies and gentlemen, this campaign will be going on for a long time, so don't worry. But anyway, I've finished my first turn. Let's see what the AI does. Now, what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, we're actually going to be leaving this on the fastest, and we're actually going to be watching the AI movements. Because later in the game, yeah, I'm probably going to stop watching, but at the moment, we're going to just watch, because it's going to show us important stuff. Later on, I'm probably just going to ignore it. Now, the Wood Elves, I'm going to try not to do anything against, because normally you don't want to shit on the High Elves. Yeah, they're happy with me. They have got an aversion for dwarves, but we can kind of counter that by generally just being nice guys. So let's try that. I forgot to do diplomacy with Wissenland. I always forget diplomacy on my first turn, ladies and gentlemen. Something I do in my own campaigns, just messing about. I always forget my diplomacy. Because I normally start with a plan, and that plan I normally forget then to worry about other stuff. And we're going to go straight into a fight. Go on then. I don't mind playing this fight. It's the first fight of the campaign. It's always nice to play the first one. And I guess my touch will allow us to eradicate the Skull Takers, which is fine with me. Alright. So I could play it safe and just do a general strategy, but as I have 3 units who can deploy themselves over here, no, I'd rather make use of the terrain, and I like this terrain. I'm going to load my guys up into a normal formation here. Rock you guys about here. Now, I do have a lack of any units I like. I like a lack of units I like. and a lack of flexibility. So I'm actually going to drag this front line a little, as much as it can. There we go. There we go. So they're miles away, as you would expect them to be. I'm going to get my rangers in position. Get my lords into position. And we'll speed it up. Now, my hammers on the flank is definitely not the best option, but it's the main option I really have if I want to deal with said enemy infantry that I'm going to have to deal with. Right. They're going to walk into a kill zone, but the only real issue I'm having is these savage orc boys. The rest of this army is just going to crumple underneath me. Right, there we go. So they didn't see my archers, but now they're going to see them. I'm actually going to tell them to focus on the enemy lord. Actually, no. Focus on the savage orcs, boys. Our lords can deal with him. And as ours are ethereal, we're going to have like an extreme, well, not an extreme advantage, but we're going to have an advantage of sorts. Right, you charge there. I don't want these orc boys, savage orc boys, getting past my main line. So, right, you guys, your job is to take out the enemy lord. Yeah, these miners are going to get destroyed. Miners are really bad units. Like, I don't know why the game has them. Like, I don't see them as a good unit at all. Right, deal with those. Shoot at them. They're going to be destroyed soon, so I'm not going to bother my guy with... yeah, you need to cut over here. Ah, oh, son of a bitch. Alright, they're done. Pull out. Pull the fuck out. Hammerers. Yeah, hammerers have taken a bit of a beating. Rangers, you need to move into a position to help over there. Yeah, my front line definitely took a bit of a fall out. There we go. Shoot at him. Take that off. Shoot at him. Come on. Yeah. Right. Quickly shoot at them before they're able to reorganize. Now, I must admit, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very bad at fighting the greenskins because even though I've played a lot of dwarfs, I still haven't fought the greens. Like, the greenskins have never fielded an army that I've needed to really worry about in that sense. Get Foseeker going, and you'll increase your attack just so you can do the extra damage you need to do. My hammerers are doing just fine now that these guys are fucked off. These guys are being very smart. They're charging in a way that it's becoming a pain in the ass. But the enemy orc boys are still alive, which is a pain. But they should have poor accuracy, so I'm not going to complain. My hammerers are getting hammered. Like, well, they're getting hammered, but not in the sense of they're getting hammered. No, they're getting fucking destroyed. To such a point where I'm actually annoyed. But that happens, and my miners are going to run away like little girls. We'll get the enemy lord, and that should be enough to basically we'll just win. Right, yeah, we can see. I didn't lose my men, but that was a poor display, ladies and gentlemen, so I apologize. Talk about poor display of how well that should have gone. We could have won so much better if I just auto-resolved it. I actually damaged us. That's a problem. My apologies. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I get better from here on out. That's a promise. Because once I've got my units, we're going to go auto-resolve the next fight, and then we're going to move on. We are going to get alliances with Karak Him, is that? Karak Hirin and Grimhold. And what we're going to do is with them, we're going to basically, hopefully try and confederate both of them and get their armies and lords. And yep, we've got the first grudge, the biggest pain in the ass, the biggest grudge, and the only grudge that I hate. We're going to now upgrade you to be, basically, we want Wall Master so we can just literally wreck enemies to such a degree that they can't do jack shit. We didn't lose any units this time, and we completely destroyed the Skull Takers. That's great. We now have got my favorite unit, though. The favorite unit early on. The Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. The Warriors of Renown, or Regiments of Renown. I'm going to recruit one, because I was going to be recruiting another dwarf infantry and another dwarf great warrior. Actually, no, quarrelers. I cannot recruit quarrelers yet because I have not upgraded you. That's a problem. So I'm going to have to go for the next fight without quarrelers. It's an issue. And I sent this guy the wrong way, unfortunately. We can hinder replenishment. How's that done? That's going well. And we've encountered Tilia. So it's definitely about time we engage in some diplomacy. Karak and I
Honor to your ancestors.
can get a non-aggression pact, which is great. Military access?
Nope.
No. Okay, what about defensive alliance?
Not by
No,
me.
okay, fair enough, mate. Karak
What do we do for you on this fine day?
unfortunately has nothing for us either.
The Empire. The dwarves have come. I hope they have brought a few barrels of Bugmans with them.
Well, at least we can get some non-aggression pacts there, and if we're lucky, we can get some trade.
Empire's blessing. Yes.
Very good. So we've got some trade. That's definitely very good early on, because it'll bolster our already meager economy. And there we go. We are now a master of the walls early on. This is the one thing, Radius, I think it needs to be alternative levels, is how many points you get. Because, yeah, you can really lock in your best skills early on, which, while I really do like, because I get to have really good skills early on, I also find it a bit cheap in some aspects. I'm making myself another dwarf warrior. It's going to crap my income for a bit, but once I've got this regions, like once I've got all of the vaults region, I will need another second army so I can move on either the Border Princes, the Wood Elves, or Tilia. They are my three options. I don't want to go for Wisseland or the Empire, because the Empire's troops can be a pain in the ass for dwarves to deal with, or at least in my experience. But we are done with this turn, I think. I don't think there's any more diplomacy I would like to engage in this turn, so let's just move on. Yeah, if I'm lucky, the Wood Elf should leave me alone. I don't see... yeah, I do not see... the Wood Elves themselves, Orion himself, doing anything to be a problem. Like anything, he shouldn't have a problem with me, and the dwarves should definitely not declare war on me. It's only the green skins and the minor Wood Elf factions I'm worried about. But if they don't know me, we should be fine. But then again, I did get united against last time, which is the reason I'm worried. But my worry is well placed, in my opinion. Right, you've leveled up. So let's give you Specialist, because Specialist is by far the best thing ever. Let's assault these units. Wow, it's successful. Make you a Specialist. And, well, first things first, we'll see. So it takes 2 turns now, and I'm actually going to wait them out, because I don't want to risk my army. I do apologize if it's a bit mean in the sense that I'm kind of not showing you a fight, purely because if I do it this way, it's simpler. But at the moment, we kind of need simplicity. So I'm going to go with simplicity for a reason. Get my Thane's health maxed. Right, so you're the only hero we haven't moved. I'm going to move you down to say hello to Tilia, and over here.
Do not greet me as a friend, nor are we foes yet.
So Tilia in the Southern Realms are not really fussed with me. They want to be left alone, what I can see.
Your words and heart are hollow. My hounds will gorge themselves upon your flesh.
Kind of rude, mate, but
No.
you do not want to go on aggression pact just yet. That's fine. I mean, I understand. I'm not going to argue with you. Once Kirikazora's got a bigger defense, we can actually probably forego the second army and just do a lot of damage with the armies we've got, or the army we've got. Which will soon be very, very powerful. And I'm probably going to get all 3 Warriors of Dragonfire Pass in this army to begin with, and we'll split them up later. But we do need some quarrelers, so I'm not going to do any recruiting for a couple of turns. But let's just move on to the next turn, and then we'll end the part. They shouldn't attack us, because they shouldn't have any armies in the south either. I do not know what the Wood Elf is doing, but he's definitely sticking to my units, which is a problem. So hopefully he stops that and moves on. Now the Wood Elves I foresee being a big issue in this Mortal Empires campaign, purely because every campaign I've played, which has been about 6 or so, I've played as the Empire, Dwarves, Vampire, a couple of the Vampire counts, Von Cast. So yeah, I played about 4 to 6 for about 100 turns each, and they have always expanded very, very well until you can, like, the player comes into contact with them, and then they just fall to pieces because, well, you obviously start to focus them, which is the main issue. And why the fuck did I walk you over there again when you being over here would have been so much more useful? Right, so we've got dwarf Khazid subsidies. Now we need dwarf treasures. Because like I said, we just need to really income focus early on. As good as making our men better and cheapening the recruitment cost, at the moment it's kind of, yeah, we kind of need what we're going for. So that's what I'm going to do. Skaven Blight is definitely a city I would like to take because it's the same as like Kingsglade. Obviously, it's only an 8 instead of a 10. No, it's a 10 instead of a 12. Sorry. But it's a big region and it's definitely worthwhile to take. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have this part here. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next part. See you guys then.